What's happening, everybody? It is time for another episode of Thrifty Business with Jay and A. I'm your one host, Vegas Jay.
And I'm Philly Nay. Hi, everybody.
What's going on? Man, we got a fun guest tonight because we're not talking just reselling tonight. Tonight, we're talking poker with Yvon. How are you, Yvon?
Hi, I'm great. Hi, everybody.
Yvon Robinson in the house all the way from Colorado. So the Tiki Talk, and I think I matched up pretty well tonight to our guests. Here we go. Time for Jay's Tiki Talk. For each week, I drink a different rum out of a different tiki mug and try and give you a little bit of education. So in honor of Yvon being from Colorado, I am drinking rum made in Aurora, Colorado called Squeal. It is actually a great rum with probably the worst label I've ever seen in my life. And they've been told, but the rum is good. So overlook the label, and they're very proud to be from Colorado, as you can see on the back. Colorado.
Cool.
So they're good on, but the tiki mug is perfect because Yvon's a poker player, and I have a tiki mug with a playing card on it.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, that's very cool.
So here's the little lesson. This is some tiki bars have anniversary mugs. So on the anniversary date of the day they opened, they'll do a special limited edition mug. And then depending on how popular the bar is and how popular the person who designed the mug is what will make it worth more. So this is from the 5th anniversary of Frankie's Tiki Room here in Vegas. Mm-hmm. And I think the mug originally was like $75, and now it sells in the $300 to $400 range. So from a tiki bar that does that, make sure you always grab the anniversary mug.
So I can't have that one, can I?
No. And it's got all the smoking and drinking and dice and cherry. So it is definitely a Vegas mug through and through, but it's got the card on the front. So that is perfect for our poker playing reseller hustler Yvon tonight. All right. All right. So we will talk to Yvon a little bit. Yvon, have a nice, enjoy the show, and we'll see you in about half an hour.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Let's get right to it, shall we? Mm-hmm. Time for today's breast cancer update and fact of the week.
Okay. I'm still recovering from my surgery, believe it or not. I know it's been almost 2 weeks now, but I did have 9 incision areas, and I'm still just feeling a little tired. Still some pain, not on pain meds or anything anymore, but just, still recovering. I'm trying to get back to my life though, and, get my store back off vacation and get going. This past week was an anniversary of sorts for me. If you can see up on the big screen there. Do you have that up, Jason?
I do.
That's my friend Sarita, and she passed away from the same type of breast cancer that I have on June 19th, 2016. It's already been a year. It seems like I just saw her smiling face. It seems like I just was at her funeral. I can't believe it's been a whole year already. But in honor of her, I just wanted to say a few words. She really was an inspiration to me in so many ways. She really was the first person that I was able to talk to about my cancer. She was the first person that really got me out there and feeling like I can keep going, and this isn't the end. This is just a different type of thing that's going to happen, and it's a new normal. And she was just amazing in so many ways. I miss her so much. I miss her smile. I miss her words of wisdom. And but I'm trying to keep on her dream, keep her word alive and her vision. And I miss you, Sarita, and I love you with all my heart. So that's
very nice. Very nice. Nice.
Thank you.
All righty, let's get into it, because what you guys want to see is what we sold this week. Time for the scores of the week. Renee and I share with you the good stuff we sold. Usually it's going to be some bolos with either brands or types of items. Nay just got her store back on, so she's only got one score right now. I think I threw one extra one in for me. But hey, let's get right to it. And I think I put you up first, Nadine.
Yeah, I literally just turned my store back on, so I really haven't had any sales at all. So my score is I sold, I don't see it up there, but I sold, I trust that it is. Yeah, I sold a 4 extra large tall Hawaiian shirt that was a really lousy brand, but it was a 4XLT, so that's why it sold. I had it up for $34.99. I took an offer for $25 just because I haven't had any sales because my store has been on vacation. So I thought that would be a good start to, you know, get my sales back running. So that's my only score right now because I literally just turned my store back on.
That is where size trumps brand.
Exactly.
Hey, can you please look at Messenger?
Yeah, I'm gonna mute myself in a minute. I understand.
All right, so I think I sold this too low, but it sold, and our Katie, who are my admin, our lifeguard on the thrifting board, who was our guest a couple weeks ago. This is a Spike Lee Air Jordan hat. I sold for $45. She was kind of miffed that I didn't have it up for $100, but I only paid $2. And if you don't realize that is Spike Lee or know who Spike Lee is, you've never seen the commercials with "It's the shoes." So make sure to keep your eyes out for anything with Spike Lee on Air Jordan stuff. Always does very, very well. Sold this a little too low too. So these maybe aren't scores. Maybe these are duds based on my admins. Nay is like, you should have sold this for more, but I flipped a quick, I only put it up a week ago, some fabric that Nay has been helping me with. And she actually gave me some suggestions to fix this listing.
You took $25 for that?
Yeah. When I'd already countered and then I asked you and they accepted the counter. So no backing out at that point. So, but hey, I think I spent like $2.99, sold for $25. So I'm very happy. And then if you remember when Margaret Collier and I did our Thrift Haul Throwdown, these were one of the pair of shoes I bought as stripper shoes. I'm not sure if they made the show, but these, and I thought they were Charlotte Russos. I was talking to Vicky the other day. They're actually Charlotte Olympias, but they just sold for $84. And I think I paid $5 for them. So go out and look for what you think stripper shoes are, because you never know when you're going to sell a pair of shoes for $85. And then this, I've been telling everybody that Tommy Bahamas don't sell as well, and the ones with the back panels that have embroidery do better. This is just some palm trees, and it could have used a little spiffing up in terms of wrinkles, but it sold for $48, and it went to Japan, so they paid like $20 or $22 for shipping. So that was a good Tommy Bahama. And I always talk about CDs. I always forget to show my good CD sales, and actually I still got this one live in my hand. And this one actually ties back to the show because I bought it with Nadine at a little junk store that we like to go to in Philadelphia, and I paid $1.67, and I sold it for $19. Look for Broadway musicals that aren't popular. This is not popular. Cats would be popular. Millions of soundtracks of Cats, but not this songbook. And I don't just sell CDs on Amazon. I also sell all kinds of things like this puzzle that I bought for $4. And I sold for $35 this past week, and I made money on it. So, and it's a wood puzzle, and it was small and compact, so it was really easy to ship. It was only about that thick. So, I also list things like puzzle dollhouses on Amazon. All right, you've seen our scores. Now it's time for time for our Duds of the Week. Do not let our mistakes be yours. And our Duds of the Week segment is brought to you by WorthPoint, is the largest resource for identifying, researching, and valuing antiques, art, and vintage collectibles. And if we had used WorthPoint, we wouldn't have bought these duds. And there's a special offer, 10% off all WorthPoint services in the thrifting board. So if you're in there, let me know, and I'll get you hooked up with the discount. All right, you're up first, Nadine.
Okay, so I thought this is one that it was a vintage kind of designer 1970s sewing pattern. I thought it would sell a little bit better than this. It sold for $9.99, but it took forever to sell, so that was a dud. And My other dud is, yeah, I probably could have taken a better picture, but this was up forever. And my kits just aren't selling as well unless there's something really extra special. And this sold for $14.95 plus $3 shipping, but it was also in my store for a very long time.
Yeah, speaking of a very long time, I thought this would do better, but it's vintage see-through, you know, sheer lingerie, and I'm thinking my keywords probably sucked. But it finally sold for $14.99, and I was happy to see it go. No real brand other than the Union tag. But, oh well, it's gone. I think I only paid $3.99 for it. So in the long run, I made a couple bucks. But it hung around my store for like 2 years. And this, I wish it was my size. This is a pirate shirt that was all bejeweled, and I barely sold that for 17 bucks. I thought that was a really cool shirt, but maybe just because I'm a big girl. I don't know. But no one else seemed to think it was a cool shirt. And again, that sat in my store for maybe almost 2 years, year and a half. So again, I was in my clearance category in my store, both these items. I threw them at 50% off, and they finally sold. So I got rid of old duddy stuff, and that is always the key. Get rid of it. Now it's time for... Close Encounters of the Thrifty Kind, where Nay and I reenact our encounters with crazy, weird, funny, mean people in the thrift stores. And boy, I had some real great ones from my LA trip this week. So I will start. These two guys were not together. This is the Goodwill in Santa Monica, but the one holding the jeans said to the other one, "Hey, what do you think?" And he was kind of holding the jeans up to himself like he was going to wear them. And he said, "Well, they're women's jeans, but if they look good on you, get them." And then the other guy goes, "How'd you know they're women's jeans?" And the guy's like, "Well, they're size 10. And the other guy's like, "Oh, that means they're women's?" And so I had walked away at that point, but I think he was going to buy some women's jeans to wear today. So that was Santa Monica. And then the same day, and I usually don't do two in a row, but it was all the same kind of day of Goodwilling. So I had to put these two in. This was in North Hollywood Goodwill. And this guy was wearing what looks to be a gun holster, but in fact, not a gun holster. The one side holds his sunglasses, and the other side holds his wallet. And all I got to say is hipster says,
wow.
What? But same Goodwill, this Dapper Dan had the most awesome outfit on to go thrifting. Look at this guy. This guy's got it going on. And let me tell you, it was hot as hell in the valley, and I was in a tank top sweating balls, and he is looking dapper.
Yeah, that looks pretty hot, yeah.
Yeah, so, and let me tell you, he didn't even look sweaty. I was sweaty in a tank top. He's got the hat, the shirt, the necktie, the jacket. But ladies and gentlemen, that is thrifting around LA. You don't know what you're going to get.
Okay, so my thrifty encounter has to do with a maintenance issue in my local sketchy Goodwill. So they have all this caution. I was in there like, I would say it was a good week and a half, maybe almost 2 weeks. Well, I had my surgery. It was before my surgery. I know that. So it was like 2 weeks ago. I went into my Goodwill, and they had buckets. They had bins with falling pieces of ceiling in them, like falling drywall, and it was all wet. And then they had caution tape around the kids section, and you could literally like slush in the carpet because it was so wet. So they had some kind of a ceiling issue, you know, a roof leak. Obviously, it had rained hard, and the ceiling, like literally the tiles were falling. So I thought, well, they're going to get somebody to come out and fix that. So fast forward to after my surgery, I'm finally able to stop into my Goodwill. I think it was like yesterday or today. I was in there, and they still have the bins. They still have the caution tape. They still have the same cones up. They still have the slushy carpet. Nothing has changed in 2 weeks. So I asked one of the employees, I said, are they going to fix the roof? Is that something on the radar? And she's like, I don't know. We had a couple people coming in and looking at it, but no one's really done anything yet. So they just have the entire kids section, the purse section, the luggage section, and the glassware roped off. And then they just have these buckets with the ceiling tiles and the water falling. And
how much for the tubs of ceiling tiles?
No, they haven't put them for sale yet, but I'm hoping that they actually get a roofer out at some point and think about fixing it, unlike the case that just has the glass missing. And they.
Well, yeah, Grace has had the greatest quote. She said they're saving their money to replace the glass in the case.
They've never replaced that.
If you've not been watching our show, that's a callback from a couple episodes ago.
No, they still put like kind of valuable stuff in there, and they've just never replaced the glass. So I hope they fix the ceiling at some point.
Yeah, that'd be nice. All right, now it's time for our Thrifty Tips of the Week. And our Thrifty Tip segment is brought to you by Stamps.com, postage on demand. Stamp.com's online postage service enables small businesses like me, Nadine, and all of you, enterprises, and online retailers to print U.S. Postal Service approved postage with just a computer, printer, and internet connection right from their home or office. And I'll be using it tomorrow to send Nadine a gift I bought while I was out thrifting in L.A. So I love Stamps.com. So my Thrifty Tip of the week, I'll show that picture in a second, is even if it's closing and you've got 5 minutes and you happen to be standing next to a thrift store, stick your head in. I was at a tiki bar last night with all my friends. I was done. I was leaving, and there's a Goodwill right next to it. It's in the Silver Lake area of L.A., and I stuck my head in, and the second I stuck my head in, they're like, ladies and gentlemen, the store will be closing in 5 minutes. So I gave it the quick once around, and I stopped at the go-back rack, and I found this heavy-duty, holy hell is this amazing. It's called North Slope by Eddie Bauer. It is a gigantic warm jacket with a full zip-out, like extra jacket that is down-filled, and it was $9.99. Now, you might have heard me say a term is called cart envy. When you're in a thrift store and you look in someone else's cart and they got something cool and you're like, ah, damn. Or someone looks in your cart and says that, that's cart envy. When I went to ring out with this, the guy ringing me out goes, I've been here all day, and that is the deal of the day to get that jacket for $9.99. I'm like, and here's the last sold one on eBay for $70 with a crappy picture of it hanging on the doorknob. So I'm going to do a much better job of taking pictures, and I will sell this jacket for $100. So the tip is, even if you got 5 minutes, give the quick pass around. You'll find something good. I guarantee it.
Great tip. Nice. And I can't wait to see what my gift is. I'm excited. So my tip, and I think we've said this before, but just to reiterate, the time to shop Christmas is not during the Christmas season or in December or November, but now in the middle of the summer, because it is plentiful, it is overflowing in the shelves, and nobody's buying it or looking at it. So you have your pick of anything and everything there. So you can see there at my Goodwill, the shelves are just in abundance with the Christmas items. So look for your Christmas items now.
Yeah, that's a great tip. Ours are full too.
Yeah.
I look every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, now it's time for You Have Got to Be Shipping Me, where Nay and I teach you what to do and what not to do when you're shipping your items. You've Got to Be Shipping Me is brought to you by Bubble Fast, a family-owned business providing quality shipping supplies to the online community since 1999. Bubble Fast, the internet's home for shipping supplies. And as you can see on your screen, use the code JNA and get 10% off your entire order. And yay, I bought some bubble wrap from Bubble Fast, and I'm just about out of the crappy stuff. So I can't wait to ship a tiki mug in about a week when I'm officially out of the crappy stuff. Whee! All right, Nay.
So usually when you get things from some certain big companies, now this came from Tervis. They sell tumblers and really great mugs, plastic, heavy-duty plastic mugs. So my friend and our viewer, Bettina, sent this to me as a get-well gift. This is really sweet. It's a tall, very large giraffe tumbler. But the way it was shipped, now you would think that you would have to bubble something around, but this was actually shipped just with bubble, heavy-duty bubble, layered, and then the plastic cup was it on one layer. There was bubble on the bottom and bubble on the top, so you can actually use the bubble as padding. You don't always have to actually wrap it, especially with something plastic. And it got there fine, and I was actually satisfied with the way that they had packaged that. So.
Good tip. And I want to add real quick, I think it just dawned on me 2 seconds too late. I bought Christmas CDs in LA at the record store that's now keeping a small Christmas section out all year round, which they didn't used to do. And I found 2 for $5 each that'll flip for about $25 at Christmas time. So always look at Christmas stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
If you saw the preview for the show tonight, I previewed this box that I got from Amazon, and I said, hey, take a guess what's in this box. This box is 12.5 by 9.5 by 3.5. So what do you think was in this box? Now, I'll show you in a second while I'm waiting to see some replies. But the tip is we are small businesses. We need to be very specific about pinching our pennies when we're shipping. You shouldn't shortchange your customer, but you do not have to go nutty overboard. A new car, SD card, record, CD. Okay, so Spin Cheater, and Brenda, Cheryl, you guys are all very close. So you ready for what was in this gigantic box? You ready? Ta-da! Look how much wasted space was in this box. These are collapsible reader glasses, and that's the box they chose to send them in. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. So, although this is a great box, if you and I are selling this, Nadine, all it needs a little wrap and some stiff cardboard into a padded mailer like the ones I would use for CDs, and that's all you need. Whoop. So do not go overboard. You don't need to go nuts. Let the big guys do that and waste their money. All right, now it is time for... our eBay tip of the week, which is brought to you by FreeUp. FreeUp with 3 E's is the hands-on solution to hire remote e-commerce workers. FreeUp vets hundreds of workers a week, so you get access to the top 1% of online talent whenever you need them. Sign up is free, no monthly fees, no minimum hours. Get the workers you need when you need them and only pay for the hours they work. Brenda, hey, Brenda. A loyal watcher of the show, heard Nate when he was on and is now on her way to building a remote empire with her team of FreeUp workers. Go to freeup.com with 3 E's to start to free up your time and scale your business. Hello, Nadine. Come in, Nadine. Earth to Nadine.
I'm here. I was trying to quiet my kids down. I apologize about that. So my eBay tip is, I always talk about this. I don't have a good lighting setup because I live in a small city house with 5 people and lots of animals and just not lots of space. So I photograph most of my clothing in my bathtub. It actually comes out well. I have great outdoor lighting great outdoor lighting. I guess that's out on my top floor. But downstairs, I take a lot of pictures on my kitchen counter. I have the under the cabinet lighting, and that actually creates the perfect spotlight for some items, like the smaller items. So this is actually just a kitchen towel on my counter with the under the cabinet lighting, and that's the result. And you can see where I took the picture in the next photo.
What in the heck?
I don't know. I gave you 2 photos there.
No. What is all the yelling?
I'm there outside the door going crazy. I've been trying to quiet them down there. I'm sorry about that. So there's my under the cabinet lighting, and that's where I took that's just a kitchen towel. That's where I took that photo. So, just be inventive. You don't need to have an expensive lighting setup. Use what you have. And that's my tip.
All right. So before I show my tip, I teased it. 17. The way we listen to music and watch movies is we stream them. You can download them, but most of us stream. We got Netflix, we got Amazon Prime, all these things, iTunes, whatever. But I've told you this a million times, and it's my tip tonight. But I have proof. I always have proof, but I have proof today, oddly enough, of 2 different things. Old media still sells well, and all forms of old media. So keep your eyes peeled. It is easy to go downstairs. I'm gonna go watch I'm watching a documentary tomorrow night on Netflix called Blue Gold, and I'm gonna go down to Netflix on my remote control. I'm gonna type up Blue Gold. Poof, it'll pop up and play. That's how it works in 2017. But today, I shipped not only 7 cassettes for $32, 11 Rockets collection, but I also shipped 2 laser discs for $25. So laser discs, laser discs and cassettes still selling in 2017. The laser discs I paid $1 each for, and the 7 cassettes I paid $4 for. So making good profit. They're not the quickest sellers. These both been up for a while, but good profit. So I spent $6 and I turned it into $56, $57. So keep your eyes peeled for cool old media. And now it's time for the Lifesavers Merit Badge of the Month. This is our rotating segment in my Facebook group called the Thrifting Board. We have a beach theme, and instead of admins, we have lifeguards, because the seas of e-commerce can be kind of rough, and sometimes you need a helping hand. So the lifeguards can always help you out. And each month, the lifeguards get together, and Nadine's one of them, and talk about what was the best of the month in the group. And usually it's one that really taught something well or brought everyone together, or, you know, something like that. And this month I so love because, and I wanted to have them on as a guest, and where they live, they don't have a good enough signal. They live out in the boonies. So I said, if you get to a place like on vacation or something, or at a friend's house for the evening that has a good signal, we would love to have you on as a guest. And you're going to be shocked, ladies and gentlemen. I want to have a child on as a guest. Yes, an 8-year-old. So the post was from Monica Silent Hill, and I'll read it real quick. She said, I just wanted to share a little something. My daughter is 7, about to be 8, and she has been selling items on eBay for over a year. A month ago, she said she wanted a Nintendo Switch, so she wanted me to put aside all the money she makes from her eBay sales toward her Switch. I'm so proud of her that she already has $134 in a month span. She gets $7 a week for an allowance and spends $4 to flip items she finds while out thrifting. These are just some of the items she sold. And then she shared just little toys. But little toys she's buying for a quarter, 50 cents, and selling for $12 to $15. So smart kid puts away $3 cash, takes $4 and makes money. And I have, till this moment, I never want to have a child on our show, but I'm like,
I know, I was shocked when you said that.
This kid's got some skills. And you know, it was a very good feel-good post, and hopefully other parents said, man, I should probably do that with my kids, because that's kind of cool. It's definitely teaching your kids the value of the dollar. By the time I was 12, I had 2 jobs. I was a dual income 12-year-old. I had a paper route, and I worked at my grandparents' pizza shop. So I was always rolling around with like $40 because I was making cheddar. I was making cheddar when I was 12. So I understand it, and I'm glad to see parents teaching their kids that, you know, it takes work to make money, but it's so much more rewarding when you buy something from the money you earned.
Definitely. And my boys actually, they've sold a couple of their games and a couple other things. Just nothing much so far, but I always give them the money that they make, and then they learn that they can actually do something with it. So it's a great lesson.
Awesome lesson. Okay, our last segment before we get our guests in here is J&A's Mini Thrift Hauls. Thank you. We'll be here all week. Tip your waitress. All right. These are both from LA, and Nay, we haven't talked yet, but I want to do a thrift haul in the next couple of days, so we can find some time, you and I. We'll get
maybe this weekend
to share. Yeah. Okay, so this is a t-shirt from a band, and it's a band that has a pretty good following. And you might not know the band. I'm actually covering that up because that'll be the tease. But I can't find this shirt anywhere. Excuse me. And so I think it'll do me quite well. So there's the image on the shirt. Now, even though the image is a little cracked and a little beat, it was only $1.99. And I will share the band with you during the the actual thrift haul. And I'm still hunting for this shirt. So if you're a fan of this band, maybe you can give me a hand with that. And I got a pretty bitchin' jacket. Show you the hardware for how the denim jacket closes. That is some serious hardware.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that ain't no lightweight windbreaker. This is some serious hardware. So we'll talk about that jacket too in our next thrift haul.
Okay, so I have a couple of things here. This is gorgeous. If you look at the art on it.
Oh, wow.
And I'll show you, I'll show you exactly what it is and why I bought it and why it would have been mine so easily, but it won't be. I'm going to sell it. But so I'll talk about this, and this is an item that I always purchase when I find them. And also, I bought some DVDs, and this set of DVDs is actually worth probably about $50. It's
nice.
And it's something I had never heard of before. I'd never heard of the show. I don't know it. It has to do with travel. I'll give that hint. And so it's worth about $50, and I paid $4.99 for it. So I'll talk about that.
Very cool. All right, two bits of housekeeping to do before we get on to Yvonne. We got the new Thrifting Board T-shirts that they designed for 2017. There it is. Da-da-da-da. If you're watching this, that is the website, the easiest way to get to the website to pick up the shirt. And if you're watching this after the fact too, there's a link right down below here. And if you're coming to eBay Open, you definitely want to have a shirt. We're going to be a big group. I've seen how many people have bought it. We had 50 last year. I'm thinking we're going to have at least 75 this year, all in the same matching shirt on Wednesday. And let me tell you, when we walk around as a group of 50, all the eBay employees and executives want to talk to you. And that's one of the reasons you go to eBay Open. Besides the fun and the learning, you're going to want to talk to eBay employees, because if you've got any ills, any problems, you talk, they're there for to help you. But when they approach you, it is so much quicker and easier to get some help. Oh my God, why are you guys wearing this shirt? Who are you? Well, hey, I'm Carol from the Thrifting Board, and we're all, a bunch of great thrifters who like to hang out together and thrift and have fun. Well, Carol, what can I do for you? And then you're off and they're getting your help. So, and if you're on the shy side, unlike me, the opposite of me, it's easier to disappear in the crowd, because when there's 75 of us wearing the same shirt, it's easier just to blend in really quick, real easily. But you know who your peeps are, and you can just then move around the event with the group. And I am speaking twice, and I just got the times, so I will have a post up, because we also have 2 other members of the Thrifting Board speaking at eBay Open, and next week I'll have a post up of all our times. But I do know I'm speaking on Wednesday from 2:30 to 3:15, and Thursday from 10:15 to 11 a.m. So especially Wednesday, it's the same speech both days. Especially Wednesday, it'd be great to have the whole crew come in their shirts, and we'll just take over the audience in that room. That'll be a lot of fun. But stay tuned. I'll make sure everyone knows when's and where's. And then the last thing before we get Yvonne here, speaking of people coming to eBay Open, I have put together a thrift class on steroids, and there's a link down below to sign up for that class. I've done a couple different classes, and I'm putting them all together in one big badass class. So you're not getting me, you're not getting Nadine, you're getting both of us, plus 3 more of the lifeguards from the Thrifting Board. That is Bridget, that is Teresa, and that is Lorna. So for 2 hours, we're going to do a classroom setting, and we're going to teach you, we're going to give you slide presentations and give you lots of teaching. Then we're going to teach you how to do the bins, and then we're going to let you loose on the biggest thrift store in the country. And not only will the 5 of us be in the store helping you decide what to buy and what not to buy, we have 5 additional. So there's 10 of us in the store helping you decide what to buy and what not to buy. It's going to be a kick-ass class, and there's about 8 spots left. So if that interests you at all, either drop me a note if you want any more information, or just sign up down below and get your spot right now. It is going to be epic and a lot of fun too.
Very exciting.
So each of the instructors are teaching 2 segments of the thrift store. So you're getting 10 segments. And then the other 5 helpers all have their specialties. So they'll be kind of hovering around their specialties around the store. So no matter where you turn, you'll see one of the tour guides there to help you out.
Yes. I'm looking forward to it. My neighbors are apparently having an outdoor party, by the way. Yes. So that's all the noise that you're hearing. Now they're playing loud music right outside my window. So sorry about that.
Quite all right. And Nadine's going to teach men's suits and CDs.
Yeah, men's suits and CDs. Yes, that's what I'm teaching. That's exactly what I'm teaching. No, I will be teaching linens and women's clothing. So.
And I am going to be doing media and stuffed toys, or plush, whatever you want to call it. All right, cool. Let's get our guest in here. We've rambled on long enough, so let's get her in here.
Oh, hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, Yvon Robinson, flipping easy. Hello, Yvonne. How are you?
Hey, just been hanging out in the chat.
What is going on? Are you at the beach?
That's just my background. I'm kind of known for my background. Even though I live in the mountains, I love my background. This is what I use in my eBay listings.
You know, those wonderful beaches of Colorado. So tell us, let's start out because maybe some of our viewers don't know who you are, haven't seen you around. If you guys saw the Father's Day video that I posted in the group last week, Yvonne was responsible for that. Posted the Father's Day video of a bunch of resellers, Nadine and I being a couple of them, talking about our dads. It dawned on me, I never posted the Mother's Day one. I messaged my mom and I'm like, holy shit, I forgot to post the Mother's Day one. So although it's a little bit late, I'll be posting the Mother's Day one tomorrow. I'm such an idiot. I couldn't believe I forgot my mommy. I'm a moron. So thank you, Yvonne, for putting that together. That was quite fun.
Yeah, that was great. My dad loved it. So
yes, thank you. That was great. So many people participated. I thought it turned out great. You all did a great job. I just put it together. So thank you.
That was fantastic. Yeah, thanks for having us participate.
All right, so let's back up though before we get to the fact that you're putting other resellers together and all this other good stuff. Why don't you give us your 60-second bio? How'd you end up in Colorado and what got you online selling? So start from the day you were born and get us right up to this point. I'm just kidding. 60 seconds.
Well, I have been selling and reselling since my 20s. I did start out in Dallas, Texas. This was in the 90s. We started out, my husband and I then, we started out with the indoor flea markets. Now, this is what we would do. We would go into the big indoor flea markets and we would rent 6 to 8 booths, tear down the walls, and make a big store.
Wow.
This was the time. Now, some people loved us, other vendors hated us, of course. This was the time when it was really big. The 99-cent stores were just popping up everywhere. The imports were coming in real cheap from overseas. And I was lucky enough to be in Dallas, where around the merchandise mart is a street called Harry Hines Boulevard. If any of you are from Dallas, you probably are well aware of Harry Hines Boulevard. There must be, 200 importer wholesalers on that street. And so little by little, we ended up having maybe 9 indoor flea market stores, which consisted of 6 to 8 booths to make legitimate stores. From there, I opened up a full retail store in a strip center. And that's where things kind of took a turn for me that I didn't realize until later. I had an armed robbery at that store. Okay, so fast forward, yes. Fast forward, divorce, I take 2 stores, he takes the rest. I move to Colorado, I bring 2 stores with me. That's when it kind of hit me. Why am I not setting my stores back up? And that's kind of when it flooded back up, the armed robbery. Okay, so I go and I do something else. I make a lateral move, I go do other things. I'm in the salon business for about 18 years. And then, so remember, the internet's not real popular. It's a baby in the 90s. There's no eBay. So finally, I learned about eBay through my daughter, of course. Young people are always hip on the new things. So thank goodness my daughter taught me about it. And it was still a while before it dawned on me, I don't have to do brick and mortar. I can go back to what's in my blood and do it through eBay. And so that's what happened. Was that more than 60 seconds?
It is, but it's, and I didn't tease that part of the story at all, Nate, but she had told me about the armed robbery, and I'm like, that's a crazy part of the story too, because that's not, obviously most of us have not been in that situation, and that that kind of changed your direction.
It did. But now I'm back to what I love. So I'm going to use the skills that I acquired through, all my 20s and 30s of reselling and full-blown retail. These were mostly new items, to do what I'm doing now. As a matter of fact, once again, I'm in Colorado Springs now, outside of Denver. Once again, I'm fortunate enough that I live near a major merchandise mart. There are about 11 of them in the United States, major ones, and Dallas was one, and Denver's another one. So I have already registered, and I'm going to use the skills from having some, full-blown retail to see if I can find some new with tags items that might be workable on eBay. So I'll let you know how that goes.
I mean, in our chats, you've had your hands in a bazillion different ways of selling. So you've really kind of covered the spectrum, unlike some of us.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there was no smartphone, there was no eBay, but it's been really interesting. Yeah, my daughter, we call her a flea market brat. She grew up a flea market brat. She had her own little store by the time she was 11. You had to keep her occupied.
So she was just like the one we had in the
Yeah.
She was a young seller. She was
Very
like
cool.
earning her keep.
And she comes and helps me even with eBay every once in a while. She'll do my she'll build me drafts while I take pictures. I love that.
How old is she now?
30.
And she's still helping mom. That's great. So the more important thing, Nadine, is what?
Where are you going with this? I'm not sure.
Why are we having Yvonne on tonight? What's the most interesting thing about her?
Oh, she plays poker, which I know nothing about. I have never gambled in my life, I have to say. I've been to Vegas how many times, and I've never gambled. Well, actually, that's not true. Last time I gambled
we helped you play video poker once.
Your money.
Yes.
Right? Yes, and I won.
Yeah. We were at Frankie's, right? Playing video poker.
Yeah, I think it was Double Down.
Okay, Double Down. So Yvonne, you're a poker player. Like, not only are you a retailer, an online seller, and all those good things, you have another side to you, and that's poker. And so how'd you get into that? And have you always been a poker and or card player, or is that a newer thing?
That was a newer thing. One of my hobbies was playing chess. And that's a long game. That takes a lot of time. And the boyfriend that I was playing chess with at the time, he was also a poker player, pretty serious. And so I said, well, you know, I'd rather do poker. I'd rather learn poker. I could win money. And of course, I fell in love with it. And so I was in college part-time too. So this was about 7 years ago. So I took a semester off of college, and I bought every poker book I could find. I read them all. I didn't just buy them. I actually read them. I studied. I played online all day long. I still play online a little bit every day. And my fiance now, when we first met 5 years ago, that's the first thing I told him. I said, you best learn how to play poker unless you want to be a poker widow. And so he's actually downstairs playing poker right now. He plays every day too. He's probably better than I am right now, because I've had to slack off a little bit, you know, with some other recent events. I became a caretaker last year. But so that's my other side hustle. Those are the two ways that I try to make money. And my dream would be, when Steve retires, is for both of us to travel, play poker, because we do like to play in the major events. I consider us pro-am. And let's like do eBay, like from a RV, and just travel around. That would be my dream. So we'll see if that comes true. I think it will.
So are you playing only online, or are you playing online and live and in person too? I
do both. Now this year, with becoming a caretaker, I've had to slack off, but I've got my dad settled. The same exact time that I retired from the salon to go full force into eBay, I got the call from my dad. My dad needs help. We had to bring him off the mountain, and he now lives with us. So that's taken me a while to kind of get him settled, you know, put his property up for sale, things like that. So now he's in pretty good shape, and I'm ready to get back to what I love. So I haven't been, the last big online tournament, I went up to Denver, Golden Gate, and I played in the, it's one that's on TV, Heartland Poker Tour. It comes through Colorado twice a year. And I did win the first round. I got the money to move up, $320. I took it and came on home, because at that time I just couldn't make the commitment. I didn't plan ahead properly. Maybe I didn't trust myself. I couldn't make the commitment. But we're going to get back into that, because that is another one of my true loves.
Very cool.
And isn't it great, Nate and Yvonne, when you can do what you love as part of your making a living? Isn't that great?
Absolutely. That's fantastic. And to her poker skills, I must say I don't even know how to play solitaire. So, yeah, that's...
Don't say things like that when I'm drinking. Jesus.
No, I don't even know how to play solitaire. So,
which doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, it shouldn't surprise you. That shouldn't have been something that you spit your drink out to. So, Yvonne, how do your poker skills help in your eBay and vice versa, your online selling?
You know, that's interesting. Like I said, I took a semester off and I studied poker like a college course. And it's funny. The poker philosophy and terminology, you can apply that to everything. Like, you've seen that poster, Everything I Need to Know About Life I Learned in Kindergarten. You can say that about poker. The terminology and the mindset, you can apply it. Okay, things like ride the variance. We're all ride the variance right now, right? Because our sales are kind of, we don't, they're not as much as we would love them to be, but we know it's going to bounce back, especially in quarter 4. So you learn how to ride the variance, how to plan ahead. Move up in stakes. I've been trying to raise my ROI, if you will, or my average sale. I've been trying to raise it to about 30 to 35. I've been at about 28 for a while. I'm trying to move it up some. Let me see, I made another note. Oh, tells. Using body language. You can use that in negotiating skills to negotiate with people at flea markets and garage sales, things like that. So
that's very true, because you can if you do this long enough, you can see when you're doing that negotiation if they're going to waver, or I've been in situations where I know that no matter what's happening, I'm not getting the deal I want. So I'm either going to pay too much or I'm going to walk away or
fold, right?
Yeah.
That's a great analogy for You
can tell, and you can even tell online when a customer starts a conversation with you about whether they're going to buy something or maybe a return. I can tell from just a few words they type if they're going to be a pain in the ass, trying to pull a fast one, or they're just a normal customer. It don't fit. And I can tell right away, because there's language, even though we're not seeing body language, there is language I can tell from a normal person who just needs a return to a jerk. I can tell real quick.
So you can
jerks can't hide it.
You can adjust your gameplay accordingly, right? And then one of the other biggest things is protect your bankroll. Protect our bankrolls, as we're riding the variance of eBay sales, the good times, the bad times. Don't blow your bankroll to where you don't have any money to go sourcing again or to pay your bills. Find that balance.
Don't chase the dragon. If today wasn't your day, just get out on both ends of that. I've seen friends chase a dragon in this town, and it has never, ever, ever worked out for them. Ever.
Good advice.
Okay, so I got a kind of poker-related question. Well, it's poker-related question. Do you come to Vegas and play like video poker, or is that just like horribly boring?
I don't really play the video poker too much. I practice online, of course. When I go to a casino, that's when I'm going to enter a tournament. That's when we want to enter a tournament. So, and I don't want to start a controversy because we've had this kind of topic before, but I don't consider poker gambling.
Well, hey.
Okay.
But we won't take up the rest of the time with that argument.
I'm sure a lot of people would beg to differ, but I'm with you. It's your job. When it's your job, it's different.
It's more of a balance between skill and luck. Skillful enough to know when you're about to get lucky,
Oh, I like that.
Do other players take you lightly, or maybe not take you as seriously sometimes because you're a woman? Have you ever encountered that?
The poker world is very sexist. You have only to watch some of the shows on TV, like the World Poker Tour or Heartland Poker Tour, which is a smaller one, to see that it's dominated by men. To see that. That's kind of another thing on my agenda with a blog of trying to encourage women that, hey, here's another thing that we are just sitting on the sidelines being cheerleaders and letting the men have all the fun. So I've got a tentative, agenda called Title IX, if you get the drift, to encourage more women to play poker.
That's fantastic. I love it.
Other than that, Nadine, you try to use it to your advantage if you can.
That's fantastic. I love that.
Yeah. You're a cute woman who's got a great smile, and you know the boys get all Twitter paid, and they're like, "Oh shit, was I supposed to bet on the river? I don't know what I'm doing." I will tell you a quick story. One night, my wife and I were playing poker in a locals casino here in Vegas, and anytime my wife and I played any games, backgammon in the backyard or poker in a casino, if I see her do something that she could have done better at the end of that moment or that round or that hand or whatever it is, I will say, hey, if you would have played it this way, it would have been better off for you. So she did something a little messed up in the poker hand. And so I was talking to her, and we weren't really trying to, like, you know, catfish the rest of the table, but I was just saying, hey, hon, if you would have played this better. And so all the guys at the table now assume she doesn't know how to play. She does. She just messed up one hand. So the next hand, she ended up pulling a full house, and they thought she sucked. So they were just dumping chips in. And so when she turned over the full house, they were all pissed at us. I'm like, hey, we weren't sharking you. You guys just listen to our conversation, dummies.
Yeah, that was close to, what is it, cohesion or collusion? That was pretty close to collusion.
Yeah, and if we were in a big tournament, different story. We were sitting in a locals casino on like a Tuesday. I'm like, yeah, this is not big stakes. But, so, oh, shoot. Damn it. I lost it. Oh, yes. So you said you're going to write a blog, but you also do YouTube and all that. So tell us about, so we've talked about your retail experience, your flea markets, you're doing eBay. We'll see your scores in a minute and your poker. But like Nadine and I, you also do YouTube. You want a blog. So tell us about all this stuff, all the things you have your hands in.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So like I said in the chat before we started, my gateway into finding the reseller community was through Thrift Hunters, Jason T. Smith, and then Chad Golden Finger Picker. I had no clue there was a reseller community forming. It was a lot smaller than it is now, yes, but so I dove right into that, and I've been kind of behind the scenes. I consider myself one of the OGs in the community, and I just recently joined the Reseller Stew. I joined the girls on the Reseller Stew, Pinching Pesos channel, because there's not a lot of girl channels either, but we won't. Never mind, let's not start controversy. So I joined that last year, and then I just kind of little by little, I've been opening up my channel because I see another gap, which is what I love about the thrifting board, is I kind of like to converse with people that are a little bit older, kind of more, to relate a little more, and more women, so I've added the midlife hustle to let people know that I am a little older. I'm not one of the younger ones doing the quick flip. I'm a little bit older, and I've got 2 side hustles, so I'm not about, work. I'm about having fun with it too, working smarter. And I do have a reseller, a Facebook group, the Reseller Revival. I use that mostly to drop off information because, Instagram and YouTube is a little limited in the way we can share information when someone asks us a question. So I mainly use that to drop off information, and I'm building files for clothing sellers. Again, I'm a clothing seller. I don't think I said that. And so I'm kind of catering and trying to build my network of coworkers to keep me company that are other clothing resellers.
Yeah, I agree. There needs to be more women, and I fully believe no matter who you are and what you do, everyone's got a story to tell. And in this day and age, it is very easy to put it out there in about a bazillion ways. Mm-hmm. I talked about selling cassettes and laser discs, but the other end of that spectrum is we can blog, we can have our own Facebook groups, we can be on YouTube, we can be on iTunes, we can do podcasts, video shows, everything. It's so easy. And in the Secret Beach, my subscription group, I got one. Mary Lucas is just started. I give her a little push. She just started doing her own YouTube channel because she is kind of what you're talking about. She's going to start traveling the country in a trailer with her husband, and they're going to be thrifting and selling as they travel the country in an early retirement situation. And she wants to document it, and I'm like, great, and her first couple of videos, she's like, oh, I got to do this a little better, that a little better, and but yeah, I encourage everyone to try it. If you're shy. Look, Nate didn't want. I love being.
Gosh, I was a mess at first. I was an affirmative. I was a no. I'm not doing that. There's no talking me into it. And here I am 2 years later.
Yeah.
So I encourage everyone to get out there and tell their story. You never know when you're, look, Brian and I were telling our story. We ended up getting a TV show out of it. So you never know when that just telling your story turns into something just more amazing than you could ever have imagined. But you can't get to that point if you don't put yourself out there.
Yeah, connect with people, connect and network. Definitely. Oh, you should see all of our videos. They're all first ones are a mess. Just do it. We learn as we go.
Oh, Chris Green says the first is the worst. Yeah, Nadine just looked down the whole time.
Oh my gosh, that was horrible. Yeah.
Look up, Nay. What?
Oh
Camera's
gosh.
up here.
I was so camera shy. Oh my goodness.
I've been watching since the beginning. I remember all the little test videos that Jason would put out as he was trying to learn how to put everything together.
Yeah, I'm pretty smooth at it now, but I wasn't smooth at it at the beginning, that's for sure. And tonight's been good. I've had no technical difficulties. Yay.
You've developed a unique format. I like it.
Thank you.
A good format with the different themes. It's been really good. I think you set a standard for a lot of other people.
All right,
it's been fun working. I mean, that was Jay's idea, but it was fun working together, to come up, to change them up and to come up with all the segments and the artwork and everything. So
speaking of artwork, let's look at this kick-ass artwork of our guest tonight, and then let's hop in right into her stores. Because she sells a lot of girly clothes. Nadine will love this. Yay. Except for
I would love that.
The first thing I showed is in girly clothes. But this is a cool jacket.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask a question about her niche. So that segues right into that. That's fantastic.
So tell us about this jacket.
Oh, gosh. I don't even, from watching other YouTubers like yourself or, the other YouTubers in the community, I learned about, to look at unusual items, vintage, military. I just knew, pick it up. It was about $5.99, I believe. I put a high price on it and just waited. It took about 3 months. I got $80 for it. So I did the best I could with research and titles of it. I asked other people in the community, can you help me with this? I think that was a successful flip, definitely.
Oh, yeah. Very much so, and a very cool jacket. Nay, I'm assuming, Nay, you would have grabbed that too?
Absolutely, yes.
Cool. Just making sure.
No, I had myself on mute in case there was, but yes, absolutely.
So,
awesome.
One of those satin bombers, fully embroidered, custom embroidered, no snags. So
yeah, the no snags is good thing to point out too, because they can get snagged very easily.
Very easily. So I'm trying to pick some recent sales that were a little more unique. Of course, us clothing sellers, we all know to, look at some Anthro, look at some, we all know the Elling Fisher, things like that. So I tried to find some things that were different. I'll sell a lot of monogram things if it's related to a high-end car, such as this, to a golf course that's famous. Any kind of major event. I've sold some not NASA related items. So I think that was a good flip too. That was a double threat, Jaguar car and a golf tournament. So to me, that was a double threat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love those double or triple keyword, branded items. So that's, yeah.
So
now you do something kind of unique here. You do this.
Oh yeah, I like this.
Pictures.
This is great, and I know this brand very well. Great brand, great size.
St. John's Bay, right, Nadine?
Oh yeah, exactly. No, very different.
Just kidding.
Yeah, this is St. John Couture too, so
I
good
want
label.
to throw this in because even though most of us clothing sellers, we know to look for the St. John. Actually, we should probably quit talking about it all up on the internet. So the thrift they haven't caught on to it. Yeah, we should probably quit talking about it. But anyways, they haven't caught on to it. They seem to think it's, so I can say this because I'm older. They seem to think it's old lady clothes and just mark it cheap and throw it over with the polyester suits. Yeah. And then there we are to go get it. This one, though, I did want to show. This took like a few days to sell. I paid $4.99. I got $68 full price. All my stuff is best offer. These people didn't even send in the best offer. They're just like, I don't even want to take a chance.
Yeah, I think you had that priced really well. And the size,
the palettes, the couture, that's pretty high up in the hierarchy.
Yeah, St. John couture label is great. Yeah, and you always put Santana knit in there. That's great. And keywords.
Yeah, some great keywords there is why I wanted to share this with the palettes and the Santana knit, and you know so.
All right,
Great
before
job.
I show the next score, come on, we got 200 people watching, so thank you all very much. We only got 49 thumbs up, so do us a favor and give us a thumbs up down below. And if you
I need to do that too.
And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do, so you know when the new shows are coming up. And YouTube's making it much easier. There's a little bell you can click on to let you know when your favorite YouTubers are going live or got a show coming up. Gives you a nice little indication. So if you're not subscribed, when you do subscribe, click on the bell, and it will give you notifications. Oops, wrong computer. And this is a cool skirt. I like this skirt.
Oh, yeah. Very nice.
So it hasn't switched for me yet. Are we at the Carmen?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So again, I wanted to show something different. I just sold this last week. This, I found some Daisy Kingdom dresses at the bins one. So they cost me like $1, and I sold them for $48 and $68 like within a week. And so that from that, I learned about fabric panels. So I said, oh, that looks like a Daisy Kingdom. Well, it's not. But it is a John Wolfe textile, and so I learned that his textiles and panels and fabrics go for quite a bit. So even if you like to do the fabrics in the linen section, then look for John Wolfe, just pieces of fabric. This happened to be a handmade put together piece with the Carmen opera theme. So I got $60 for that. $3.99 into $60 within a matter of days. Again, they no best offer, they just bought it. And then there's some interesting keywords for us of how I chose to I put steampunk and Victorian to try to help. And I probably could have put pageant. I might have put it in the description because I think that would be a good pageant, you know.
Yeah, I think that's great though. I mean, I think the Carmen Opera, the John Wolfe textiles, all of that, I think sold it. That's great. Yeah, and that's a great example of where something handmade can. I love the button. I mean, it was.
Yeah,
it looks like it was
one hell of a
well.
button right there.
Yeah, well made. You know. It's,
Very
great
cool.
Fabric, designer fabric. I'm still learning about that kind of stuff. It's so fascinating. All the different little things that we can find to make a good profit on.
Real quick before we go to this awesome Lisa Frank towel, what program or app are you using to make the collage of photos?
good question.
I am iPhone. I do 99% of my listing on iPhone, and I am using Photo R Us. To me, that I don't know if they do Android, but I know they do iPhone, and it's free, and it is flawless. I highly recommend it because, you know, sometimes something is so delicate or intricate that you really need more than 12 pictures, and that's a way you can accomplish that. My other theory is when I do collages, I feel like it tells people, hey, I have professionally, like I've taken care of this item. I have a lot of good pictures for you. Come on in and look at them. Come on inside to my listing.
Come on in, everybody. Look at my listings. So Lisa Frank still doing well, apparently, based on the sale of this towel.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Now, that was about a year and a half ago, but it's my favorite. I paid $2.99 at the Goodwill. I took a best offer for $175. I priced it up high because, quite frankly, I didn't want to sell it. My daughter grew up with Lisa Frank. I bought her every Lisa Frank item there was. Too bad we didn't save it all, right?
Yeah.
My boyfriend literally had to push my finger on the accept button. He goes, are you making money or not? I'm like, all right, accept offer. So that was definitely, so I think I talked about this once before in your group, Jason and Nay, about when you were talking about looking in the linen department. Oh, it was in side chat. I said yes. And I talked about this once in your side chat. Don't ignore the
You know, I wonder
Very
now,
cool, yeah.
over the years, how much good stuff I missed in the linen department. Because it's really maybe 6-7 months old to me now, but that's it. And I found, when we do the next haul in the next couple of days, I found some good shit in the linens in LA.
Oh, yeah. There's some great
And
stuff.
I'm just like, man, how much did I miss all these years skipping that section? Thank you, Nadine, and everyone else who picks up linens.
Oh, yeah.
I kill it with scarves too, if I can squeeze that in.
Yeah, I gotta get my scarf game up. I always think about that when I walk past the scarves. I gotta work on my scarf game. Just like us, Yvon's also got some duds. So here's a little sport coat action here.
Okay, so here's where I'm going to lose my street cred now. Most of us clothing people, Eileen Fisher is high on the list, right? There are some brands that you can buy any size. St. John, you can buy any size. Free People, any size. Eileen Fisher, not so much. This was a petite small. Yeah, I finally let it go for $20. I feel grateful that I got $20 for it. But you know what? Here's the kicker. I bought 2 of them, petite small.
Yeah, that's a tough size to sell, but still, I mean, the brand is great. I've sold, I think, petite medium in Eileen Fisher, you know, but that's a tough size to sell.
It is.
Great brand though.
Longer. We might not get as much money, so it's your call if we want to put our money. You know, are we flush or do we need some stuff to sell?
And now I got a little something to say about this one. I don't hate the fact that you've got this unique background that stands you apart, but man, this dress disappears into this background.
I know. This is why I added the stock photo to the side. I know that there are some things that my background is not suited for, but I have branded myself. I am called the Mile High Scene. I have branded myself. If you look at my store, which anyone's welcome to follow up, I've branded myself now, so it's just going to stay. We just have to deal with it. You're done picking on me, and I'll talk about this.
No. This dress could not be more exact to the colors behind it. It's so amazing. Like I was like, wow, that's like exact.
So, okay, Komarov, if I'm saying it right, this is an excellent brand for their signature crinkle style dresses. I just sold one last week for $50. It's a great brand. So I thought, okay, I like wrap dresses too. Let's try it in their wrap dress. This was I'm not sure if it was a collab or a diffusion line with the Alex and Anna, or wait a minute, yes.
Yep, Alex and
so I just could not do anything with it. Maybe it did disappear into the background. I'm not sure. I finally let it go for $18, and I probably will just stick to the Komarov regular line signature.
I think the size was also a factor here.
You know what, small. You're right. You're right. The size was a factor.
Yeah. I mean, I always have issues with extra small.
A lot of tiny girls around you in Colorado.
Oh, there's extra small buyers out there, but it usually takes a while, and you usually do take lower offers because they know that, you know, there's not as many smaller size buyers.
So they're not total duds, but I just wanted to, this is a cautionary tale attached to each one of those. To, you know, be prepared. It's going to take a little bit longer. Do you really want to put your money there?
And then people were asking specifically about your store. So here it is. Nice, easy shot. mile.high.scene.
Do you recognize my banner, Jason?
Oh, yeah. It's where I shot the opening to Thrift Hunters, the Neon Boneyard.
I love that.
Now, did you take this picture or just something you grabbed?
I grabbed that picture.
I was wondering if you were actually, have you been to it or no?
No, but it's on my list next time I go to Vegas.
Yeah, if you've not been to the Neon Boneyard, I highly, highly recommend it. A great collection of signs, and you get a lot of great history. And if you can go at night when they're lit up, and they're not all lit up, but a lot of them are, obviously it's a little bit better, especially this time of year. It's a little hot during the day. So you might not. Yes, it is a real place. It's called the Neon Boneyard. If you watch Thrift Hunters, you see us running around it in the opening sequence to the show. That was a long, hot day. We had to run around in jeans for 9 hours in 100-degree heat. Not so much fun.
Oh, no, that doesn't sound like fun.
All right, so we that was a great show. I want to go play poker with you now, because not play with you because you'll kick my ass, but I want to watch you play because I know you got some skills.
I do.
Yeah, very cool. So I guess I should learn how to play solitaire first. Ease my way into poker.
Let's start baby steps, Nadine. Baby steps.
Yeah.
In solitaire.
So where can people find you besides your eBay store? Where else can they find you on YouTube and blogs and whatever else you're doing right now?
So YouTube, I think you can catch me off my name. I've been posting in the chat. It's Yvon Flipping Easy, the Midlife Hustle. And Instagram, Yvon Flipping Easy. On my YouTube channel banner, I do have links to my Instagram and to Flipping Colorado Crew. If you are in Colorado, that's a local networking group. and Reseller Revival. If you're interested in helping with clothing files, and if you want to give back to the community, you can help out there as well.
Cool.
Thank you.
I love it. I love when people are doing multiple things like Nate and I do. We're selling, we're doing YouTube stuff, we're teaching classes. I love the people that go out and do more than just one thing. It makes you a more well-rounded seller, a well-rounded person. And you get to interact with so many people.
Everything. Yeah, I love it too.
Makes everything more fun. Just makes everything more fun.
It sure does. It absolutely does. We get to meet fun people like you on our show. And next time you're in Vegas, let's go hit a poker table.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
All right. So that's our show for tonight. We'll be back next week, I think. Right, Nadine?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, we will announce a Thrift Haul show very soon. And it'll probably be this weekend sometime. So stay tuned. Nate and I will get it figured out. I got a lot of good stuff from LA to share with you and a lot of CDs. And I'll definitely share more than just like the stack, because I'll show you some unique things I picked up and things you can find and look for in CD stores in and around the major cities that you guys may live in. So this has been Thrifty Business with Jay and Nate. So thank you, Yvonne. Thank you, Nate.
Oh, thank you.
What an honor. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You were great. And thanks everyone who tuned in live. And thank you to all the viewers who tuned in after the fact. And we will see you very soon. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.
Let's go play some Salah.